All right, how we all doing tonight? My name is Bill. Welcome back to my shop. And in today's video, I see we got one in here. Might have a couple more. Might not be showing. But in this video tonight, we're going to be going live and showing you how you can create this right here. It's a shelf, a vertical shelf, and we're going to kind of go into Millmage and kind of talk a little bit about doing that. So that's what we're going to work on tonight. We're going to wait for a couple people to hopefully get in here before we start, but we'll see what kind of happens with that. And let's go to banners. Let's get rid of that. So let's wait here a couple minutes, see if anybody else jumps in and shows up. Go ahead and type some comments down below. Let me know who you are, where you're at, where you're from. And I'll show you again here in a minute what I'm looking at. But that's what we'll be looking at. That's what we'll be working on right here. This is a small one. This is, I forget how tall this one is, but this one's only about 20.5 inches. The ones I've made before were all like 31.5 inches, but that's what we'll be creating tonight. This is not glued together yet. I kind of want to keep it apart so I can show you how it kind of goes together. But we'll kind of work on that and kind of see if we get more people in here and see what we got. But that's what we'll wait. We'll wait a few more minutes. Drop me a comment down below. Let me know who's in here. And we'll kind of start here in a minute. Everyone doing all right? Hey, Jack, what's going on? I'm glad to see you made it. Kathy and Frank's in here from PA. So I got 2 in here. I got 6 in here, it looks like. We got Jack in the shop. How you doing? It's been a minute. I've been kind of under the weather a little bit, so I didn't get out here and do this right now. But yeah, they got a release date now. What is it? 24th of this month. So I don't think it's ready for a release date. I mean, there's still like the scissor tools. They were having a problem with that. So I don't know if it's ready. I don't even know if it's worth $150 right now. Just because of limited what you can do with it, but I don't know. That's kind of what I heard. Is it seems like it's going to be around $150, but I'll keep an eye on it and see. I was enjoying it because I was getting it free for a long time, but now I don't know. But that'll probably be it for the CNC for a little bit anyway. This is what we're going to be making tonight. It's going to be a shelf. This is just a small one, a two-tier one, and in Millmage, I'm going to kind of go over the 3-tier one and the 2-tier one as well too. Like I said, this is not glued together yet. Only the bottom part one is glued together, so I still want to sand it down and do some stuff with it as well too. But that's what I'll be making tonight. All that's done with the CNC. The ones I made for myself, the bigger ones, I made all those with the table saw and some other stuff, but I wanted to do this one on the CNC, see how it would come out, and it came out real nice. Yeah, I definitely don't think it's worth $150. I could see if it's been around for a while, like Lightburn has, and they don't have too many issues with it. But right now, for a year, they're still going to be working out all the bugs and fixing everything on it. So you're going to have to, again, spend the extra money if you want to get rid of the bugs and stuff. That's, I don't know. It's not worth $150 right now. But I don't know. I'd like to, like Lightburn, I like how you can buy that one and then you're done buying. You don't have to buy it anymore. But if you want the new stuff, then you can. But I don't know. I'm going to work on Millmage with this one here. And we're going to kind of go over Millmage a little bit with it so people can see that. Debbie Pro in the house. What's up, Debbie? What do I got? 5 in here right now. We got some North Carolinas. We got a Pennsylvania. And I think that's all I see right now. But, yeah, I hope they get better. I want them to get better. I want them to add more stuff. The 3D would be real nice. I don't do a whole lot of 3D because it takes so much time, especially for my little machine. It takes a long time to do it. But I kind of hope that they do get some of this stuff. Like I was trying to use the scissor tools like a week ago. I couldn't even get the scissor tools to work. It kept freezing up and shutting everything down. And I saw that the new patch they just put out did fix that. I was looking at that, but I don't know. I saw that and I said, oh, that'll be it for messing around with it for free. Got to fork out the money now. Oh, well. What are you going to do? So we're back to 6 in the house. Once again, this is what we're doing. The shelf. I'm probably just going to set this right over here so we can just keep it. See if you can see. Yeah, you can see it. I can just kind of point to it now. That's what we're making right here, shelf. And I like it because it's like a box shelf. That's what I like about it. And it kind of looks really nice sitting on the wall. And you put your things on the side. You can put your Easter or Christmas or different things you can hang on that. It's kind of like that. It's pretty nice. Yeah, we got 1, 2, 3 of us in North Carolina right now. Debbie Pro's North Carolina. You're in North Carolina. I'm in North Carolina. What about the hat? What hat? I gotta get my glasses on. Oh, there we go. I see up there. Trade the Steelers shirt for Yankees. Much better choice. Yeah, I still got my hat. Sure do. Yeah, Yankees are getting ready to come around, so gotta definitely get ready for the season for the Yankees. But I'm looking forward for the Steelers already. I can't wait. But like I said, this is what we're making. What do we got? 7 in the house now. So I guess we'll go ahead and jump over in Johnny King. There we go. How you doing, Johnny? Welcome here tonight. Welcome. This is what we're making here tonight, Johnny. Nice little shelf. And what I do with my shelf, I don't have the what do you call it? I'm trying to think a little brain fart right now. Where it goes in a little bit and then it goes up so you can kind of hang it on nails. I don't have one of those bits, so what I do with mine for this, I'll just drill a hole right here that's big enough to get my Phillips head in there and to be able to screw it into the wall. I'll do it on the bottom and top. That's just what I do with mine. Trying to think of what that bit's called. There you go, keyhole slot. Yeah, I don't have a keyhole slot, but I'll just drill a hole, like I said, right here, and I'll drill a hole up here, and I'll make it wide enough that I can get my extension with the Phillips head to go in there and then be able to put that in on the wall. Keyhole, yeah, I need to get one. I do need to get one, but for what I do, that'll be fine for this. It looks okay. I mean, you got a little hole, but it doesn't look bad with it. But like I said, this one's not glued. I do want to sand a little bit more, but I kind of did with this one here. I think they call it, I don't know, maybe you guys know better than I would, but they call that, from what I kind of saw, that's called like a rabbit. What do they call it? A rabbit joint. So that's what I did, and I made it a half of, because the wood is a half an inch. So I made that. I made the rabbit joint a half of an inch, so 0.25 inches. I made for that to be able to sit up on top of it. But that's what I got for that. I had it like when I did all my other ones. I had it to where it came up, and then the top part went over the whole thing. I'd glue it and then put some brad nails in it. But I like that a lot better. I think it looked a lot nicer when you put it together on it. It just looks nice when you look at it. I don't know if you can see it real good. It looks nice like that. And of course, like I said, these things aren't glued together, so they can slide in and out. It's a little tight right now. Probably need to sand it down just a little bit more. But they just slide in and out so you get them to where you want them to be. And if I sand them down a little bit more, you can actually slide them if you want. I don't want to go too much because I don't want these to rock up and down, but I could sand them down just a little bit more. And I'm going to go over some stuff in Millmage on how I was able to get this, but that's where we're going to jump in here into Lightburn here in a minute. Yeah, I need to get one. I surely do because I'm pretty sure I would use it a lot. I'm going to go on the internet and I'm going to show you in Etsy what people are getting for these damn things. It's like crazy what they're charging people for these. Anywhere from like 70 or 80 bucks up to like $200. I'm like, Jesus mighty. I made a few of them, and to me that's crazy. That's expensive, but they're nice. I do like them. They're really nice. I have two in my house. I made my mom one, and I got this one here. I'll probably hang up in the shed back here, put some stuff on it. But that was made out of pine. I didn't use any like oak or cherry or any hardwood. That's just made out of pine. I like the grain in pine. So for something like this on a shelf that I'm not selling, pine is absolutely is perfect for it. All right, so I'm going to jump on the internet real quick, and we're just going to kind of take a look at that and see what Etsy's kind of selling them for. So let me go ahead and jump. Where is it? Right here. And let's go on the internet and take a look at that. Where is? Oh, I got to do screen share first. All right, hold on 1 second. I didn't have this ready yet. I did not have this ready, and I can't with this. Yeah, that's right. I got to get rid of this one here. Remove from studio. Now I can add another share screen. I thought I should have had this ready. I'm having major problems with my laptop right now. It's spitting and sputtering so bad. Every time I try to do something, like when I click over the other screen, my face freezes on it. I don't know if my disk space is just too much for it. I'm thinking. Let me put a star here so I know that's where we were at before. All right, let's go ahead and add that here. And we'll jump on the internet real quick. All right, so this is what they're looking at in on Etsy. This one here is $79 for this one. It's walnut. This one's 95. I forget what that one was, but I'm going to click on one here in a second. That's $2.99 for this one, and this one here, but it'll pull up for me. There we go. This guy actually sold he sold 28 of those. You can see right there, he sold 28 of those. And I'm guessing the 299 is what I would think. He only got two left, is what he says. And arrive soon, get it by February 19th to the 25th. So that's insane. I know it's two-tone, it's got the walnut and then it's got the oak, but shit, 299, that's a lot of dough right there for that one. Let me go back in here. Where is it? There we go. This one here is 159, and I think he sold quite a few of those too. Cherry and maple he made with his, and he had pretty good reviews with it. And he sold 4,200 of those in 5 years, I guess it was, on Etsy. I'm thinking that's what that is. He sold 4,200 of those on Etsy, and 5 years worth. That's pretty good. That's pretty good money right there. His are 36 inches tall, and I guess each one is 25 inches. Each shelf is 25 inches, but that's kind of what they're going for. And I couldn't believe that's what they're selling these things for. Another guy I saw, see if I can find that one. Might have, I was like around 70 something he sold his for. I like to work on this one over here. I want to make one of these one time. That's kind of a neat shelf. Yeah, right here. I think it was this one here. That's walnut, and he had sold 291 of those at $79. Good God, that's some good money right there. That is some really, really good money right there. And let me get back in here and come back on the screen. So that's that's pretty decent. Is that walnut or just stained walnut? See, that's what I'm not sure. I think didn't really look at the grain on it. I know one of the sites I was looking at, they had where they had the different stains that you can pick, but I don't know. That's a good question. I don't know. Now you say, Jack, you're saying 4,000 total sales. Is that what his shop? Because I've never sold on Etsy, so I don't know. Is that what his shop got total, or is that what he got for those? Oh, there, I see. You answered that for me. That's for everything in their shop. Okay. I didn't click on it to see what he has, but you text me a picture. Yeah, there we go. This one here. This is the one I made. I made this several years ago. Oh boy, you probably aren't going to be able to see it. It's kind of bright. No, you really can't see it. It's kind of bright on that screen. I don't know why, but that one I made a couple years ago. But that was I made that with the table saw. I didn't use the CNC for that. I actually wanted to try it with the CNC. It takes longer, but I wanted to try it and see what it would do. See how it would come out, and it really came out really nice. And it wasn't real hard to actually do. So Jack, is there a way that you can look to see how many of that item that they sold, or you can't tell how many of that item you sold? Because that's a lot of money. If you're looking at making a shelf, and when I go into Millmage, I'm gonna pull up a 10-inch by like 16-foot board, and I have a couple like times of how many you can get on that. That's some pretty good money for that. Yeah, I'd like to know if you can tell actually how many they did sell. That's what I was looking at. I wasn't sure if that was their total stuff that they inventory that they've sold, or if it was just that one piece that they sold. I was thinking if they sold that at that price, that is a lot of money. There's an Etsy tool called Everbee to look up individual product sales. Okay, I'm gonna have to look into that because I want to know how many they sell of that. It's not hard to make. It's real easy to make, and if you got good wood and nice wood, and you made it with that, that wouldn't be so bad. But yeah, I'd like to know actually how many they actually sold of these things here that they're selling for like $200, $150, $180, whatever. The $79 one, that's kind of seems more reasonable, but I'm thinking knotted oak or cherry or walnut or anything like that. That would be more like a good price for pine, because you can get a good long piece of pine for fairly decent price. We got Anthony in the house tonight. If he answered, I didn't even see him. All right, so I think we'll go ahead and jump. We got a couple in here, so we'll go ahead and we'll jump on Millmage, and we'll take a look at that and just see how I set it up, the tool pass I set up for it, the bits I use, things like that. I'm not the most tech person with the CNC machine. I learn every day as well too. But some of the bits I have, I don't spend crazy money on bits. I use cheaper bits you get on Etsy, on Amazon. So I don't mind if I burn my bits up. It doesn't bother me too much. You just shipped off another meter lamp. Oh, nice. Yeah, I saw that video. If you haven't seen Jack in the Shop's channel, you definitely need to go check that out, because he's got some good stuff that he does on his channel. He's really good with the CNC and stuff. He's been doing it like we talked, for a lot of years. What do you get for your meter lamp? Because most of my stuff I make for people. I don't really sell a whole lot of stuff. I don't really try to push it too much. 550. What's it made out of, Jack? That's a good little chunk of change, depending on what kind of wood or how much you had to pay for your wood. But I'm sure whatever you get, it's you can make quite a few out of one piece of wood. Cherry, nice. You know, I've never used cherry. I've used red cedar, cypress, oak, of course, pine, because pine is cheap. I've never used cherry though. We don't really have any stores around here. We can go. I mean, you can go to Lowe's and see what they have there. I got some teak wood I made for my son and his fiance. I made a steak a steak plate, you know, that they can cook their steak and eat their steak on it. Not cook on it, but eat on it. And I used the teak wood for that. That came out really, really nice. Yeah, you do like a lot of 3D. To me, it's so long. It's so long to do it, but I guess cherry comes out nice with the 3D. Because I've done 3D with pine. That one back there, the American flag, that's that pine, and it didn't get a lot of burrs, a lot of things that you know with that. So that came out pretty nice. You should be selling your projects. Yeah, it's just I'm lazy, I guess. I don't know. You know, you got to advertise the stuff. You got to find people that want to buy it, and then you got to find people that want to spend the money that you want to have for it. Like I know you want those cornhole boards. I talked to Anthony about it, see if we can, you know, come up with something for that. But you know, see, you just gotta find, you know, just kind of talk about it a little bit and see what I can come up with for it. Yeah, I'm gonna like I have a set over there that was Anthony's, and he never finished it. So you know, it is what it is. You love the steak plates. Have you used them yet? That's the question. You got your grill plate, your grill tray. I don't think you might have used that once or twice. But that steak plate, that was that teak wood. I don't know, Jack, have you ever used the teak wood? Teak wood, that was that engraved really nice. And I got that in Lowe's. All right. I'm going to go ahead and jump into Millmage. And you guys just keep talking, do your thing, just keep talking away. You want beach decals, not the Bengals? Well, I thought we decided the Bengals. I thought we decided the Bengals. I don't know why you don't want the bungholes. All right, but we'll talk about it, Kathy. We'll find out kind of what I can come up with and that. You done a lot of teak. I like teak. Teak was that actually what the CNC did really really well with those cheap bits. It did real good with it. I thought. I didn't have to do a whole lot of sanding with it. It was like less sanding than what I found like pine. Pine, you got to do a lot more sand. You get a lot more fibers, I guess. But the teak wood was real good. You did a large football shaped sandwich board in teak. That's cool. I like that. That's really cool. Yeah, teak wood is that's the first time I've ever used it, or I never even really. I mean, I've heard of it, but I never really actually saw it. That was the first time. I really enjoyed the teak wood. I have a couple little slithers left. I'm gonna, you know, I don't know, do something with them, but that was real nice wood. You want it for the pool area? Yeah, you're gonna get one, I'm sure, Kat. I'm sure you guys are gonna get one. I'm gonna see if I can get Anthony to give me a hand with it, but I'm sure you'll get one. Well, you want it to be beachy though, okay. All right, so I'm going to jump into Millmage, and we're just going to kind of go over this. There's not much I'm going to be able to tell you guys all, but this is all done through Millmage, and it's a long way to go, and it's my free time playing with it is done, but it is what it is. Ain't nothing you can do about it. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into Millmage real quick, and we'll kind of talk, and then I'll come back and check some. I'll check out some of the comments we have. All right, so This right here represents a 16-foot board. It's 10 inches wide by 16 foot. And if you put these all in here, you'll get 3 of them of the 31-inch tall. You'll get, like I said, you'll get 3 of those out of that. So I don't know what you'd pay for like cherry, or if you can even find cherry 10 by 16. I'm sure you have to get them at certain places. You wouldn't be able to find them in just about anywhere, or at any kind of place. You have to have a special place where you can get them. I've got a place right down the road that does sell a lot of wood, a lot of live edge wood, so I can get it from there. But if you had a board that was that long, you can get 3 of these out of that one. And then if you took and you cut it down to the 20, you'll get, a couple more than that. But this one here is a 1, 2, 3. Okay, yeah, that's a 3 level. It's still the same size as this one over here. I just added an extra shelf to it, but it's still, if you look at it right here, it is still 31 inches. And I just added an extra in between them. I just added another shelf for it. But this is what it would look like on the side when you go cutting this out or pocketing and doing all your things. That's what it looks like from the side view of it. So I'm actually going to put my phone on. No, I'm not going to mess with it. But that's that. What do they call it? They call it a rabbit joint. I'm guessing it's kind of what I saw. That's what they call that. But that's your rabbit joint. It just connects everything together. I like that a whole lot better than if I would have brought these just flat on top of each other. To me, it just looks a lot nicer to me. But all my wood is all half an inch thick. So if you did the 4-layer one, it's exactly the same as if you do the 3, or if you do the 2. It's just smaller. The wood for the 3 and the 4 is exactly the same. Where the 2-level one is only, I think, 20 or 21 and a half inches. So that's the only difference. Whether you can get quite a bit more if you do the 2. I like the 2. The 2 is pretty nice. The 3 is a little big for certain rooms or whatever, but you can always drop it down and make it 2. But the slots are half an inch because that's how thick my wood was. So every one of your slots have to be a half an inch when you are doing this. And then, of course, with the rabbit joints, you don't want, your slots are going to be a half an inch, but then you want to make sure that when you pocket it out, that you're only going down a half an inch, so 0.25 inches, so that'll fit right on top of that. And you still have a little bit of meat on your bone up on top to be able to glue it. And if you want to put brad nails or, do some pilot holes and throw some screws in it, you could. But we're going to go ahead and kind of just make the short one here that I showed you on the in the video here in the beginning. And all you're going to do is you're really just going to make a 3 by 20. Okay, not 21 and a half, it's 20. No, that's right. Yeah, because you're going to have the half an inch here and a half an inch there. Not a half an inch, but a half of a half an inch. So you're going to have, it'll be a half an inch more on both ends, which will make it the 21. So you're just going to make your rectangle, and you're going to do 3 by 20. And then you're going to do your pockets. And I always do my pockets in a different color as what I do the cutouts for the wood. I like that color palette down there, and I make everything always different. Somebody asked me, gave me a thing, and they were asking, like, have them all together, and I said, yeah, you could, but the problem with that, I like to be able to manipulate and shut this off, shut that off, and do those things like that. So all my pieces are always different color palettes. That just helps me look at it and remember to do it. So. All right, so you do your 3-inch by not that one. I'm sorry, this one here. You do your 3 inches by 20 inches, and then you're just going to go ahead and you're going to do your pockets at 3.2 by 0.5 by half an inch. And the reason why it's 3.2, a little bit bigger, and I know they have dog bone out there where you can do that kind of stuff. But if you don't extend your bit past that edge of the wood, you're going to get little round radiuses in each one of these corners. So I take mine and I'd go out about an inch on each side. Not an inch, a millimeter on each side. That allows that to be able to have that bit go past this and then come up, because I do raster, and it's going to come back across this way, go a millimeter past that and come up, and that keeps that nice and flat without having those radiuses on those. So you want to definitely make sure that you do make your pockets a little bit longer than what your actual wood is. And as far as the rabbet joints, you do exactly the same thing as what you did. You get your 3x3, because that's how thick or how wide your wood is. So you want to go 3, and then you want to have it 3 inches, from the front of it to the back of it. So you get a 3x3, and then you just put your pockets in there. The same thing. You're going to go 0.5, and then you're going to go 3.2. You're going to go 1 millimeter passing on both sides, which is going to give you that 3.2 for the width of it. So when it actually, like I said, with the pockets, it's going to come past that. It's going to come up and then go back across it, go past it a millimeter, come up, and that's going to keep those edges perfectly straight across and not have any round radiuses to it. And the pocket, the new operations forum, this is where I really, really want Millmage to get. And I know it's going to take them time, and they've gotten so far. Well, I mean, I can't say that because it's been about 3 years since they've been saying it's coming out. But they've gotten real far with it. They just got to add a couple more things and do a couple more things to get it to be more competitive with some of these other softwares out there. I love how you can design it, create your tool pass, and send it to the CNC machine all on one program. That, to me, I really, really like. All right, let's go ahead and let's go back over here and see if we got any comments and see what we got going on. To me, I really, really like that you can do all those everything on just one program. That makes it worth the money to me. If they was able to get the other things, the 3D part of it, the V-bits part with it, if they can get some of those things, Millmage should be what Lightburn is, and just to me blow a lot of other programs out of the water. I know when I did Carve Code Maker, I think is what it was. I designed in Lightburn because I'm used to Lightburn. And then I went ahead and sent it to Carve Code Maker, did all the tool paths and everything. I don't even remember even how to do that. I can do it if I had to go back in there, but it's been a while. I don't even remember. And then you go in and send it to, what was I using? Candle, I think it was, in order to be able to set the machine up to do it. And the 50% step over limit. Yeah, they worked on that. They have that up to now. I forget what you can go up to. When I was doing my step overs on some of the things, you can actually change the step over now. I know when I went back into it, it was like 50 again. But apparently it does do a bigger step over now. So it looks like they did work on that. But that step over, yeah, that 50% is not a whole lot. That slows your whole project down if you're worrying about those step overs. Step overs is when the bit goes across and it comes up, you can only go 50% of your bit up, and then it's going to come back across. You really want to go like 70 or 80% so that it goes much farther up past it and then comes across. It makes that initial clean out, the initial pocket of when your bit's going through that wood, it makes the initial part much more aggressive and lets you do it a lot quicker. And then you can do your final step at a real small step over that it just keeps going a lot faster, but a lot closer together. Your lines are much more closer together. That's what a step over is. Does it keep going back to 50? Because I thought they worked on that when I was messing with it. I could have sworn that I was able to get, I think I did 70 or 80 on one job. But they got a long way to go. I mean, I'm not gonna sit here and say they're ready to. $150 to me is a lot of money to shell out right now. That if you want to do a 3D carve like you do, you're gonna have to go to another program to do it. Also, you're gonna be paying for that also. So, and the V-bit, I really, really enjoy. I like working with V-bits, and you just can't do that. Yeah, I can't remember. Like I thought that it changed, but I have to mess around with it again. and see, because 50% is not a whole lot for the stuff that I'm doing right here. It's fine, but it's not a whole lot when you're, because I'm not really going real deep with stuff. But that 50% is just, yeah, way, 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 way too small. The newest RC today and tried it. I'm not sure. I'm trying to see what that is. D led the newest RC today and tried it. Which one is that? Man, we're already 36 minutes into this. That's crazy. See, everybody else is getting quiet on me. It's always me and a couple of us that do a little bit of that. This candidate of 19. Oh, okay. All right. Well, I hope Millmage gets their stuff together. I really do, because I do think it's going to be a real good program. I'm not sure what that one you were talking about is, so I don't know. But I was using Carveco Maker, and it was okay. And I watched a whole ton of videos just trying to figure that out. And then I saw Millmage came in. And I said, well, let me. And I just played with Millmage since then. I haven't because I was paying, I think, $15 a month for Carveco Maker, and I wasn't using it hardly at all. And it kept doing that. Hey Jerry, how you doing? I'm glad to see you come in here tonight. Thank you, Jerry. I appreciate that. We're just talking about making this, Jerry, on the CNC machine. A little shelf. One of these days, I'm going to come over on your thing there and try to sit in there with you one day. But yeah, it's got a long ways to go yet, and it's not ready. I mean, I think they're rushing it, and I don't know how well they're going to do with it, but they definitely have to add some more stuff to it before it's worth $150. I do appreciate that, yeah, because I'm a real small channel. Just I've been doing it for about 2 years, and I'm trying to grow it, but it's just slow. And I don't make as much videos as what I should do, but yeah, I'm definitely thinking about coming in. But I don't know if you saw that, Jerry. Don't look at the top because it ain't glued. And I was showing what they're kind of asking for these freaking shelves are just crazy what they're asking for them. So I figured I'd do it on a CNC machine on my Jimitsu Renu, and kind of see how it would do. All right, I'm going to go back in here and just set up ToolPass, and I think that's going to be it. We'll talk a little bit more after that, and I think that'll be it. But I'm not going to go ahead and do all those other things and show you we all know how to make a rectangle and all that stuff. But I'm going to show the ToolPass and things like that with it. Yeah, when I was watching your channel, Jared, the stuff, because I have a little what is it, an Anchor Make over in the corner over there, a little 3D printer over there, and it does okay. It does pretty decent. It's pretty quick. It's got a total complete hot end on it, so you can definitely do a lot of different filaments with it. But all I make is, like I was telling you the one time you're in here, I just make things that I need for the shop. That's all I do. But the stuff you make is real good stuff. It's real neat to watch. All right, let's go ahead and jump back in here to Millmage, and let's take a peek at what we have. Like I said, we're just going to set up some ToolPass right now and just kind of take a look at that. We'll go to new operation here, and we're going to do, well, we're going to select, we'll do the 2-tier one is what we're going to do right now. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to select all the blue. Let me go ahead and select all these blue because they're all exactly the same. Oh, yeah. Yeah, you're right about that. I'm horrible with that stuff. I really am. All right. Now, when you got your toolpath set up, hey Jerry, have you messed with Millmage at all? And if you have, I was kind of wondering what you think about it. Me and Jack were talking about how expensive it is, 150 bucks for what it's actually offering right now. Then you go to your new operation, and you're going to do pocket because that's what we're doing with this. And we'll come up here. I always name my stuff, so I'll do blue pocket blue and 3.175 millimeter because that's the bit I'm going to use for it. This way, when I'm looking at it, I'll know that's what it is. It'll kind of refresh my memory, and then I'll go ahead and hit tool, and I'm going to pick my 3.175 and final depth. Well, let me see. I might want to actually make. No, they're all going to be exactly the same. 0.25 inches. And I think I'm in inches. Yes, I am. So we're going to go ahead and do 0.25 inches. And instead of offset, I'm going to do raster. And outline pass, I'm going to leave it as after. That'll be fine. I could have it go first and do that outline first, but I'll leave it as after. And cut direction is fine. And then what I'm going to do down here with leave stock is I'm going to leave. I noticed with Pine on my machine, I noticed that a negative, so minus 0.25 is what I'm going to need to put on mine. And I think if I click that now, it's actually going to be in inches. So I don't know. I got to see I got to remember how you put that to millimeters. I wish they'd have a button up here you can change between millimeters and inches because I'm going to have to actually close off and go back in. Because I'm in inches right up here, so it's gonna make that in inches. So let me go ahead and cancel that out. Change this back over here to millimeters and go back in. That's something I wish that they would be able to change. It needs all the bells and whistles first. Yeah, it does, don't it? It definitely does. Yeah, you'd be happy with 2 bells and 1 whistle. Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I think they're going to get there. What they did with Lightburn is amazing. So I think Millmage is going to be a really good program. It's just going to take him a little bit of time to get it. Jason Doherty's is real good with whoever him and his team are real good. Blue, 3.175 millimeter, and click that again. And I'm going to go final depth of 0.25 inches, and I'm going to hold shift and the comma key. That's going to put that in the inches there. Yep, didn't want to do that, so let me go back. 0.25 comma and shift and comma key, and that'll get that into inches. And I'm going to leave depth pass, all that other stuff. I'm going to leave that all the same. Like I said, I'm going to change that to raster instead of offset, and then stock to leave is going to be minus 0.25. That on mine is what gives me that extra little bit where I can fit that in there. Because if I don't do that minus, I could not get those things to line up. They were so tight, and I couldn't get them in there. So the stock to leave, if I change that to minus 0.25, it actually fits together pretty good. I could probably go minus 0.30. It might even be a little bit looser, but the 2.5 is fine because I'm going to sand it down also. And of course, all your speeds and feeds or whatever it is you have. Now, if you click that pocket blue, you're going to see that it's going to all highlight dark blue. You'll see that they're all set up. All the rest of these are all going to be exactly the same. They're all going to be the profile. So let's go ahead and select all the black and new operation profile, and I'm going to do black 3.175 and millimeter. All right, and then I'm going to come down here and change back to my 3.175 and 0.25. Hold shift and the comma key to get my inches again, and then climb to Not said I'm going to change the side to outside because I want that to be 3 inches. So I'm going to change that to outside the line. That'll make sure that it cuts it outside and does leave that at 3 inches. Nothing was stock to leave at this point, and everything else can all stay the same, and hit OK. Now, if you do this, you'll see you got all your black is all set up. So now all your tool paths are all set up. And I'm just trying to think here. Because the 3.175 will pocket out all the blue, and that's perfect. And then, of course, all the black is going to be there. So I think that's going to be it for the operation, the new operation for it. Then all you have to do is just pull that all and put it on your desktop, on your work plane. You're good to go. So that's going to be it for that. But you just set up your tool paths for all that, and then you're good to go. I was trying to think. There was something else I had before. But that's going to cut it out, and that's going to do your pockets for you. And then, of course, your pockets here are going to be that's going to give you your rabbit joint. That's going to allow that to be able to go over top nice on the wood. And we're going to go back in there and look at that again. But that's kind of it for the shelf. You put it on there. It took me maybe 2 hours on my machine to do it. So that's not too bad, but I could have done it much, much quicker on a table saw. But I wanted to do it on the CNC machine. So so what do you think? I don't think I forgot anything on it. I'm trying to think. The stop leave, though, what that's going to do is that's going to allow that to cut this out just 0.25 bigger than what it actually is calling for. So that's what allows that to be able to kind of slide in and out and be able to actually get these things to all fit together. Because if I didn't do that, I just could not get these things to go together. They just would not go together. It was so tight. I was actually breaking the wood, trying to get a little hammer on it. It was banging up the side of the wood. But when I changed that stock to leave to negative 0.25, that was all the difference which made that. And I never really understood what the negative or what the stock to leave was. You know, I kind of had an idea what it was, but you know, this made it so much easier to be able to fit these things together. You can see them; they're tight in there. They're real tight in there. And what you get for these things, what they're asking for these things, is pretty crazy. So, what do you guys think? You like it? I haven't seen Johnny King. I don't know if he stayed. He might have had to leave. I'm not sure. But yeah, he'll come back and check it out later too. Let's go ahead and put this little banner up here as well too. Of course, you know, we got to like and subscribe the video. Give me all those likes. Give me the love. What are we sitting at here? Almost 50 minutes. Good deal. I like that. That's pretty good. Let's go back to comments. Yeah, I like that right there. I'd be happy with 2 bells and 1 whistle. That's for sure. But yeah, Jerry, I'm going to come on there one day. I'm definitely going to come on there one day. I love to talk, so it wouldn't be too bad. I think that's kind of it. It's a real decent little project. All the other ones I made, like I said, were all 31 inches tall. This is the first shorter one I made, and I really like that. You know, if I had one big one and then I put one of the smaller ones on this side and one of the other smaller ones on the other side of it, I think that would look really nice in there. And like I said, they're real strong. They're pocketed in there, so you're not gonna break them. The ones I made, I didn't even put the pockets. I mean, I have a router table, I didn't even do it, but by having that pocket in there, that really, really holds that wood and it lets you put, you know, pretty good amount of weight on those. I did some glue on the ones I did before, and then just put some brad nails in it and just kind of nailed it together. And it's still holding up well, but it does have a little bit of flex on the things where you can see where the glue or the brad nails, where this with those pockets, it's not going anywhere. You can put a lot of weight on that thing. So what do we got here? Where was I at? Nice. Yeah, I kind of like that, Kathy. I do. You saw it in Mom's house. You know, it's a real decent, nice. It's a nice shelf. Oh yeah. I don't know, Johnny. I don't know. Do you use Millmage at all, or have you tried it? Because I guess it's out for everyone to kind of download now. I know it's the 24th of this month. It's going to be coming out. What is your next upcoming project? I don't know. I'm kind of stumped. I'm not really sure what to do. I'm going to try to find something, but try to look for ideas from folks. But you know, some people are quiet. Jack, yeah, he's got a YouTube channel. He does. It's what it is. Jack in the Shop. You see his name right there, Jack in the Shop. That's what it is. He's got a lot of 3D stuff out there. He does. So if you're looking at some 3D stuff, then you'll definitely like that. But yeah, just look for Jack in the Shop, and you'll be able to pull that one up. Jerry at 3D HP, he's got his channel as well too. He does a lot of 3D printing stuff, and he does have a CNC machine. He had a couple of videos out on his Jimitsu. Millmage is I like Millmage, especially when it was free. I loved it, but like me and Jack were talking, and it's going to be a lot of money to come up with right now because it's not quite. It's still developing, and I think they're kind of rushing it right now, but it is what it is. But once they get some of these other things, it's going to be a stellar program. Aspire, that's what you're using. Cool. I've never used it. I don't know. What is it? I don't even know what that is. I can't. I don't know. I didn't have my glasses on. I'm saying Aspire, and I didn't even have my glasses on. I'm gonna look in it. I want to see what that is. Just light burn only? Yeah. Well, if you like light burn and you're pretty fluent with light burn, you'll be able to do Millmage kind of the same way. That's the one thing I really did like about it is you have you can create it, and then you can go ahead and set your tool paths up, and then you can send it all right to the machine with all one program. That's the thing that I really, really do like about it. But that's the thing I really like about it. Yeah, Jack don't post the videos. He does have quite a few videos out there, but for sure, check him out and give him be a subscriber to him because he does have. So he's a real person too. You know, he's not some of these guys out there. He's just like us, which is what's nice. He's got a shop. You know, it's a shop. It's what it is. It's a workshop for him. Okay, it is Aspire then. Okay. I don't use a lot. I'm going to look into it. I just want to see what it is. I don't know much about it, so I don't really know anything about it. So I'm going to look into that. Vetric. Yeah, what is VCarve Pro? That was a lot of money if I remember right. Isn't that the one you got to buy it up front, isn't it? Oh damn, $1,900. Okay, that's why I don't know anything about it. That is exactly why I don't know anything about that. Hey Kathy, you were talking about a shelf that you wanted one time. Would some shelf like that be what you're looking for? Or you actually want a corner shelf, like one that's in the corner? Yeah, that's some. Is that's just a what you purchased that the Aspire? Yeah, V carves 400. Yeah, and you buy that up front, don't you? And then you have that. That's a one time purchase too, correct? Yeah, because I think I was looking at V carve. Can you pay that monthly too? I can't remember if you can pay V carve monthly. I know I started out with what was that one? Oh my god, what is that one? It's like for kids. God, what is that one called? It's none of these we talked about here tonight. It's got everything in it too, where you can set you create your thing, and then you can go ahead and hold on, wait a second here, and you get all the updates for a year. What is this here? No monthly. Oh, so you got to buy it up front. No, not Tinkercad. The CNC program. Um, God, what is that? What was that one called? I used it the when I first started. That's what I used. It was like $15 a month, and then it went up to like $24 a month, I think, because they added 3D carbon to it. But it's not any, yeah, easel. Yeah, I think that's what it was. Yep. Yeah, that's the one I started on, and I was like, okay, well, if you don't pay for it, you get a free. You get to use it for free, but you can only use so many bits, and you can kind of trick it into using the bits you want, but it just wasn't worth it. So I started the Carveco Maker. I started using that, and I enjoyed Carveco Maker. That was pretty decent. But Johnny King, he does a lot of like grill trays and serving boards and all that stuff. It's for kids. It is for kids. That's exactly what you look at it as. But that's all I knew. When I first started, I didn't even know anything about these kind of things. So that's that's just what I knew. I saw that, I got it, and started using it, and it was okay. When you're first learning. What did I have, a 3018 that just was a nightmare. That's why I got into lasers right after that. I said I'm done with this damn the CNC stuff. Then I got back into it again, but yeah, that was nope. Carveco is 1750 a month. That's why I want to get Millmage. I'm probably gonna buy Millmage. I ain't gonna lie to you, just because it does what I want to do with it, and when they keep adding stuff, it's gonna get better. But it's gonna be a minute before I buy it. There's no funds for that right now, so I'm gonna hold off on that. But I'll probably end up buying it because I'd rather buy it and not have to worry about every month coming up with this. Because right now, the last one I got with Millmage was 45 days free. They just went ahead and they just added 45 days to the thing. I said, dang, okay, no, that's all right. And I still have like 13 days left of it. So I'll be paying it the next time it comes around. You can do 3D with Carveco. Yes. I don't want to go back to that, whatever it is, like you said, 17, or whatever it is a month. I don't want to go back to paying that because there's so many times where I just don't use it. Like right now, I even use the oh damn, I need to do that too. I gotta make a gift card thing. But there's so many times where I just don't use it. And to pay that every month and it keeps coming out every month, or also I don't pay it and it don't come out. And then all of a sudden I want it. Now I got to try to go through all the hoops and ladders to try to get it. But So I'll probably, whenever I get a chance, I'll probably buy it. I was just hoping that they were going to be kind of, well, we'll start out because it's so new. We'll start out kind of, cheap with the price. That's what I was hoping for. And then when they added a couple like the 3D things and the V card bits and things like that, that then they would, raise the price then, which, they're going to raise it anyway after that because these other ones are all getting that money. Oh, really? Did you? For real? That's pretty cool. So I guess it's got it's going to do it because it sets everything up for it. Yeah, that's pretty cool. That's really cool. Yeah, Johnny. Yeah, shoot me an email, a private email, and then I'll we'll kind of get together that with phone numbers and all that. Because I got to get hold of Jack too. I want to sit down with Jack too a couple times here as well too. Um, I'm just like to talk. That's why I do these channels. But my knowledge on the stuff is, I just kind of mess with them. Where you get, people like yourself and Jack, you guys, and when Jerry was in here, that's what you guys do. This is just like a hobby for me right now. So just trying to get my channel to grow a little bit, but and the stuff I make is nice, but it's not what I do all the time. So yeah, just get a hold of me. Just give me an email and we'll kind of get together with that. There you go, Jack. Yeah, that's that Bible, that thing that was probably to me one of the nicest 3D. I like the flags and all that. That's kind of really really nice too. But that Bible was just awesome. That Bible was just absolutely awesome. Your knowledge sucks. Well, my knowledge sucks too. I just love to talk, so I come on here and I just try to talk. But yeah, that Bible, Kathy, was man, that thing. When I saw that, I said the pages are, you need to go look at that, Johnny, because that is a really really neat. Go to Jack and Shop, like I said, go in there, check that out, subscribe to him, and you'll be able to see some of those 3D stuff that he does. Um, the pages are it's just the way it's like the book, like the Bible is actually opened up on the table. It's pretty awesome. It really is awesome. And I imagine with the Bible one, I don't know what kind of wood you use. I'm sure you can get a good chunk of money for that Bible, for that 3D Bible. I'm sure that's got to be a real decent price. That has to be. I got to stand up for a minute, guys. Oh, can you see me? Let me pull this up a little bit. There we go. I got to stretch out the legs a little bit. But yeah, that Bible was real decent. That was real decent. Cherry. Oh, where's it at? Right here, cherry. Yeah, I'm telling you, I need to give me some cherry. I got to get some cherry. Johnny said, what do you say? I'm in trying to learn to do 3Ds. It's real. I mean, like if you do, hold on one second, normally only 150. That's crazy. That's crazy. But if you go on some of these sites out there, you can get the stuff and it just does. I mean, this one here I did. I didn't create it. I did not create that. I just got it off of somewhere and just went ahead and did it. It took a long time to do that. Um, Probably because my knowledge of not really knowing them, and also having a smaller CNC. But those 3Ds are pretty good. Like I made that same one, but I made it a lot bigger. It was a whole lot bigger, And that one there, that took a whole lot. Like this one was long, but that one I made that was bigger, that thing was long. That was like hours and hours. Yeah, it's just messing with the stuff. Like to be able to design those things, I have no idea how you would even design this stuff, but it's pretty. It's pretty. I don't know. It takes a long time. I'm sure. I don't know where you got that file from, Jack, but I'm sure it took. If you made that yourself, I'm sure that took quite a while creating that thing. Like anything else, anything you create, it does take quite a bit of time. The way to design the Bible around material I get ended up being 11 inches by 16 inches. So I make a 16:11 Bible. It's really nice though. It really is. If anyone knows what that means, probably not. We probably don't. Yeah, Johnny said that's real nice. That really is nice. That really did come out nice. Yeah, 3D is. I just don't mess with it. I've only done a couple things. I did like a little square that had like a duck on it or something, and I've done a couple of these, like this little flag and the bigger flag. But pretty much that's about as much as I've done with it. What do we got? 4 in here yet? At least that's what it's showing me. I don't know how accurate. Is that accurate, Jack, when it shows you a number up there? Because I know you do the StreamYard. The original manuscript for the Bible is from. Oh, okay. All right. Gotcha. Cool. Cool. Yeah, it's just a couple of those good old boys here hanging out, and a good old girl too. I think Deb's gone, and they said something about Anthony being here. That's my son, but I don't know. I didn't see him type at all. So he says the stuff is boring. I don't blame him. If you're not doing this stuff, it is. 6 watching. So that number up on top there, that's pretty accurate. I got to get some of these guys that have like 80 and 90. But my channel's got to get a whole lot bigger. Let's see. Somebody on TikTok miss you with hearts. I miss you, baby. So yeah, that TikTok stuff is just nothing for me. Nothing for me, but you don't miss me because I don't even know who you are. I don't even mess with TikTok. Oh, let me see. Where am I at? 381 subscribed. Oh, 382. I just got another one. So I had a long way to go. Yeah, we're up to 7. Sweet. Sweet. Yeah, this one here, I got to sand down tomorrow. I'm going to sand this down and stain it, I think. Like I said, I got to get those. What are you guys calling them? The T, whatever they are. I need to get one of those bits because it looks okay. Because when I did one of these for my daughter a couple weeks ago, and I was like, when I first was doing it, this sounds stupid. I was going on an angle with the bit like this. I was going on an angle through here to be able to put that on there. So I was off of the stud a little bit so it would get in there. And it's okay. It holds it, but when you go to take it out and move it, because you got to take it down or whatever, no. So that's why I was like, well, if I put a hole up here and I put a hole down here, then I can put my extender in that hole and be able to screw that right in there. But that would be a lot nicer to have it on the back to where it actually is right there. I do need to get one of those. What's your new plans coming up, Jack and Johnny? What have you guys been working on? Because I made that what was it? The cross for my son and his family. I made a cross for him for their pet that died, and that's how I was getting that fit with this joint. I just couldn't get it. No matter what I did, I couldn't get that together. I said, "This is crazy." And then that's when I cheated a little bit. I asked AI, I asked Gemini, why can't I get these joints to go together? And it says you got to use the stock to leave on there. And he said, you want to go, not he. It said you got to go negative. So I said, okay. And I did that. And I said, oh, damn, I pulled it off the thing, just a little scrap one. I was like, dang, okay. That is how you do it. But that was, that was pretty cool. And it just clicks right in there. I couldn't believe how nice and easy. That was right off the bed. And I took them off, put them on there. I said, wow, okay. I know more about the laser than I do the CNC, even though I started with the CNC. I know much more about the lasers right now. Got an order right now on a rustic old style Winnie the Pooh wall hanger. That's cool. That's cool. We got to get you. You got a video on that? Johnny, what have you been working on? I'm going to put this up on here just in case anybody else comes in or whatever. They see it later on. It's my Ko-fi site. Kind of help out with the channel. Give my little spiel right now. It's just right across the bottom here. You go on there and you can become a member or buy me a Big Mac. I don't know. It's to buy wood, but everyone else has their little spiel. That's mine. Buy me a Big Mac. What did I just hit here? Comments. There we go. Gotta go. That's for the lesson. Yeah, it was a quick lesson, Deb. I appreciate you coming in here, Debbie. Thank you. Did Maria come in at all? I didn't see Maria in here. But I thank you for coming in here. It gives me that little hour. That's awesome. Helps out the channel for sure. You have stack text on it. I know you said before you were messing around with trying to get those stack text. I started messing with it, and I was going to put a video out doing the stack text, and that's probably going to be my next video. Jackie were asking. I'm thinking that might be my next one, working on stack text. But it was kind of driving me nuts because if I don't have them in there right, it was driving me nuts. And then some of the pieces underneath it wasn't really quite cutting out good. So, or I didn't cut it, but it wasn't showing it very good when I was doing the preview with it. So, but I think that might be my next one, is working on stack text. I think I'll probably do that. I got it now. Wow, blew your mind. I bet it did. It was like in Millmage. It's fairly easy to do a Millmage. I mean, I watched a bunch of videos on people doing it, and they were having to do this and do that and do that. It actually was quite easy in Millmage to do that. I don't know 100% if it's right. I've never done stack text before, but what I was looking at, it was real easy, and it looked like if I went ahead and did it, it was actually going to be nice, because I was getting rid of some other things on the inside that I figured I probably didn't need. But it's Millmage actually had that down pretty good with your different layers and your color palettes down in the bottom there. It actually was pretty decent. But that'll probably be my next video. That's because you, Johnny, because you were talking about it, and I said, you know what, I need to try that, because I tried it before on Easel, and I was like, this is crazy. I think it was Easel. Had to have been. It had to have been an easel. I was watching this old guy. Well, I can't remember what his name was, but he was showing how you do it. And I said, "Oh, okay. Well, that's yeah, easel for kids. Same thing as that Tinker the Tinker Cat or whatever that thing is. That's the same thing. I do use it, but most of my stuff I just go online and like for my 3D printer, I just go online and find it and do it. Like I did all these things here, 3D printed my little hold downs for them. You see, it's got the little slot on this side and then it's flat on that side, but that holds up real well. You just can't put a lot of force, and of course, I'm always using my drill to do it, and I get a little bit of too much force and it snaps them. But I printed like 12 of those things so I'd have them. Hey, Johnny, you got my email? Most of the things I want to print, I have to make. Always look at the line first before I design something. You got to have that, and I don't know. I don't have that. I mean, I can kind of create the stuff, but I start thinking too much about it and trying to put too much into it. And I'm like, if I just keep it basic and simple, it comes out nice. But I'm always trying to, just always trying to, complicate stuff. And it's just so much easier to go online like Thingiverse or something like that and just get it and go. You're making enough. Okay, cool. I really don't print off. I thought I would. I mean, I made all those like for my daughter, I made her a whole bunch of those little, I don't know, little figure things. I made a whole pile of those things. Um just I was making the benchies. I made, oh my god, probably 40 or 50 those days. I had them all across the bed. They were just all over the place. I was making them just all the time. I was just constantly popping them out. Just being stupid. But most of my stuff is just like those hold downs. This thing here, I don't know if you can really see it, but that was for my, and I don't even know what I even did with that because I broke that dang thing. My probe I put on here. Then I was going to probe the one day, and I had this hold down in the back here. Actually, I had the metal ones. It wasn't the plastic. It was the metal ones. And the thing started coming up, and it got caught on that piece sticking up and just snapped it right off. I said, "Okay, all right." Now I can't even do that because I saw they changed the way you can do the Z probe in Millmage. So I wanted to put a video out on that, but I couldn't do it because I broke the dang Z probe. Yeah, resin printer and have used it twice. Jack's got all the toys, man. He's got a lot of toys. He definitely does. All right, what is um yeah, just get in. You get up with me that if you was talking to me, Johnny, about that, about getting up off this here, yeah, just let me know if it was me. You can just get a hold of me there, and then we can kind of get together that way, and then I'll get you my phone number, and we'll see what's going on. But I should all be in the stuff. I think it should be. But yeah, that'll be it right there. You can get a hold of me there. A resin printer. What all can you do with the resin printer? So I gotta get a real job so I can get some more of these toys. I install satellite internet and it's slowed so far down that it's ridiculous. HughesNet, if anyone's heard of it, that's what I install. And this fiber internet came out and just started taking over all the areas that I was getting all my installs and stuff at. It just took over. So I got fiber too, so I don't have HughesNet, but I got to get a real job so I can start getting some of these things too. Nah, okay. Resin printer gives you very high quality print. Johnny, I have 3D printer, growing dust. Mine's in the corner over there. I used it a couple weeks ago to make those hold downs, and before that, I tried to make something else, and it just wasn't sticking. I guess maybe it's too cold out here at the time. Oh yeah, okay, yeah, right, yeah. No layer lines, yeah, okay, yeah, the resin printer. Okay, I was just trying to think of what it is. It's late. I'm usually in bed, but yeah, I know what you're talking about. Yeah, it's. I don't know. I want to get some more toys. I definitely want to get some more toys. Not so much as any more CNC or lasers. I think I'm fine with that. Oh my dang! I got you, Johnny. I got you. Um, Probably tomorrow because it's getting kind of late now, and I'm only at 13% on my phone. But tomorrow when I get done working, I'll get up with you, and we'll see what's happening. You didn't do a video on that, Jack. You need to put some more videos out for us. That's all I can say. If you did, I didn't see it. Yeah, if you didn't, I didn't see it. But I haven't really been looking at videos too much right now. It actually picked up a little bit at work, so I haven't actually messed too much with it. And I have two accounts. Just like I saw you had that one day, you're like, oh, wrong account. Um, and the one that you're on is on my other one, which I don't usually ever go in too much. But whenever I get a notification, I always try to go in and see it. Do they see that's the thing? Like, I want to make a video on the CNC machine doing this thing, but it takes forever. So I mean, and I don't mind it forever because we're on right now a minute, a minute, an hour 24, and it could have done a job in that time, but it's so damn loud. You can't do it. Laser machine, I can do that. I can let it do its thing and go through it, and that's no big deal. But that CNC is so loud, I can't. I just can't do that. Kathy, you out of here? Hey, you never answered, Kathy, about that shelf. Was something a shelf like this, if it was much bigger, something you look at, or you want actual like a half round corner shelf? Let me know. Maybe I'll talk to you tomorrow and we'll see. All right, Kathy. Good night. Thanks for coming in. He's too busy being on everyone's YouTube. Yeah, I do watch a lot of YouTube. I really do. Like right now, the Olympics are on, so I'm watching a lot of the Olympics. But yeah, it's my phone's always in my hand looking at videos. You know, it's I always said I wish, you know, because I'm almost 55. I'm 54 right now. And I'm like, I wish they had YouTube when I was a kid. Oh my Lord. I really, really wish they had YouTube back then. That would have been nice. I would enjoy that. I'd be like Mr. Beast right now. They'd call me Willie Beast. They wouldn't say Mr. Beast. They'd say Willie Beast, William Beast. Because if I had that back then, good God Almighty. Hmm. Oh, you're 56, John. I didn't know that. I think Jack is almost 50, aren't you, Jack? We're all right in that neck of the woods. We're all right there together. On old dial-up. Imagine that. Imagine YouTube on dial-up. Oh yeah. I got my speed out here actually much better now in my shop compared to what it was. Because the one thing with I have Brightspeed is fiber. The one thing with them is the signal don't go out very far. If I stand in a room where my modem is, I'm at like 800 to 900 megabytes per second, up and down. They're like right together. But if I go in on the other side in the living room, I'll be at like 500, 600, just that little bit. And then I come out to the shed, and it's like way down to like nothing. It's almost having dial up. But I got a range extender, and I keep it right here, and that actually boosts me up to around. I get around 200 down and about 150 up out here in the shed. Yep. Me guys are old. I need to give me some young meat in here. I got old guys in here. Old. I think when I was looking at my analytics, um it's like anywhere from 40s up, but a big majority of mine are 65 and up. I'm like, wow, okay. I don't, you know what? That's cool. Then I got the 36K. Then I was living big with the. Yep. Yep. No doubt. I don't think this extender I have is good. It's what came with them. It's $5 a month. And I can't believe I had to bite the bullet because I need to be out here in the shed doing this stuff. So, but yeah, I need to get a like what do you call those ones that the cable companies have? Mesh a mesh a mesh router, I think is what they call them. And believe this is what I do for a living, and I can't even tell you what it is. Yeah, you're the youngest one in here. Yep. But see, if I take my hat off, it looks like I'm bald here. Like this half is like all white almost, and it's not that this half is black, but it's blacker than what this half is. Oh yeah, getting old. The one from Spectrum sucks. Yeah, I don't know. Kind of the Eros. They call it an Euro. I think they call it an Euro because the company I have, we don't have any of those things. Our modem actually, the one good thing about our modem is I can actually reach absolutely from the house out to here. You only get 200 megabytes per 200 gigs of data, but you know. Yeah, I was going to say, Jack, you're the one to actually kind of talk with this because Jack, he's been working on computers. So if you got like some kind of computer thing, he'd be pretty good resource to have for that. Alpha USB Wi-Fi card. I know there's a guy that he had CenturyLink, which is phone, and he had a shop that was, I mean, that was a nice shop. He had one of the big round metal buildings, and he had one of those cigar boats in it. I mean, that guy had some money, but he was, I'm talking, man, he was every bit of 400 yards away from the house, 300 yards away from the house, and he was still getting that signal, and he had some kind of antenna there, and I said, wow. Johnny wants to know where you get that from. It used to be Radio Shack. Everything was Radio Shack. Now I don't even know. I don't even think they're even around anymore. Yeah, the one I have, it does okay. It actually gets me to where I can do this out here now. When I first was doing it, I was like freezing and spitting and sputtering so bad. But it's getting better now. You get it online if you was, yeah. Well, I think Johnny's going to be subscribing to you, so he'll be able to get a hold of you that way, and he can try to get what it is then. I keep trying to get you in here with me, Jack. Heck, it's hard enough now for me just to get myself on here. And now there's three. Us three. That's all right. That's pretty cool. It's a long time. Hour and a half. That's pretty good. I'm gonna do what the Bearded Viking does. I'm gonna start giving stuff away, raffling it off, and we're gonna get 100 people in here. But I always got my key people to come in every live stream, and I love it, guys. It's awesome. I always get Kathy and Debbie, and Johnny comes in here, and Jack's always in here too. You guys are always in here. And Jerry was in here tonight. That's the second time I got him here for a little bit. Jerry's good people. I tried doing that Discord because I remember you were talking about that, Jack. And I set it all up, but I just haven't really messed around anymore. No, you ain't going nowhere. You guys are my real people. I just gotta get more videos out here and get my channel to grow a little bit more. Yep, 283 now. There's one up another one since a little bit ago. 383. That's horrible. That's horrible. Yep. Yeah, we're all North Carolina guys here. Well, I'm a Northern actually originally, but I always got my Yankees on too. But I've been down here for almost, I don't know, 16, 17 years now. So I'm a Southerner. Well, what is it? 8:42. Well, I think I'm going to go ahead and get off. I appreciate you guys. You transplanted from South Carolina, so you came up north. You came up north now. Yeah, I was born and raised in New York, and then I actually graduated high school. Went to school for most of it in Pennsylvania. and then came down here. Oh, I don't know, 2006, I think it was. So whatever it is from then till now, that's how many years. Oh my God, that's 20 years. That's a long time. That's a long time here. All right, I'm going to go ahead and shut her down. Go inside, take a shower, get ready for work tomorrow. So thank God I got some work tomorrow. All right, guys, I appreciate y'all. This is for everybody else, not you two, because you guys. Oh, they got 5 in here now. Oh lordy. Oh, we might need to keep going. But I think I'm going to start. It's been a while since I've been doing since I did the live. I just wasn't feeling too well. I got this cold. It kind of whipped my tail. But I'm gonna try to get in here a little bit more with this. I don't get a lot of views with it, but I guess I do pretty okay with the watch time hours and stuff. But it's much more fun doing live than what it is not doing a regular video. And I actually get to hang out with you guys, talk to you guys. We get to all sit here and kind of chat for a while. So it's to me it's much better, but I think I want to start doing Saturdays, like every Saturday for sure, and then like just some nights, just come out here for like an hour or two at nights, just kind of going over, just hanging out, talking. But I can't keep coming up with projects, so that'd be the other problem. So, but I do got that stack text. I'm gonna do a video on that. I do believe. I think that'll probably be my next one. I got to actually cut one out and see how it looks. But I got to get wood. I'm out of wood. This is my last piece of wood that I had. So, wait, let me show you this here too. I don't know if you guys saw this one. If you're still in here, hold on. Yeah, Johnny, I think you commented on this one, I believe. But it looks like that's backwards. Yeah. But yeah, that was the last one I did, the last video I did. That was for my son's pet. She got out and got hit by a car. So I want to give him something, but that's out of 5 mil. That's got a whole lot of what do you call it? Armor all on that. Spray can armor all. Not armor all. Where is it? Thompson's water seal right here. It's got such a glare on that. Thompson's water seal. But that's got a whole pile of that on there. We'll probably put a little bit more on that. But yeah, that's yep. That was the last one I did. Driving up to Charlotte, we can hook you up a little. Yeah. Yeah, I hear all you guys talking about this wood place you guys got around you. That ain't right. Yeah, and Jackson, Charlotte all the time anyway. He's out that way too, so he's right next to you. Yeah, you guys are in the same area there. Along with Hobo. All right, I think I'm gonna go ahead and get off. Live in Dallas and work downtown Charlotte. Yeah, wouldn't want to be there working down in Charlotte. Not in any town. I like the country. I'm a coastal boy. I do miss the mountains though. When I do go up, if I do go back up north, it's driving up there. It's like, oh my dang! It's when you're used to this flat land, it's pretty tough. Yeah, that's a long ways away, Charlotte, buddy. That's got to be, what, about almost 4.5 hours away. In one of the tall buildings. Yeah, all the cities are tall buildings. I'm good without cities. No. From up north, you get enough of that. All right. I'm going to go ahead and call it. Still 5 in here. I don't know. No, just us 3 talking, so I don't know. But free is free. Yeah, free is good. I do like free. Yeah, I'm going to call it, guys. I appreciate you all. We're down to just 2. I think probably Jack took off, I'm sure, and I'm going to take off myself. But I appreciate you, Johnny. Thanks for hanging out as long as you did. That's awesome, man. We had some good stuff here tonight. Everybody else who came in, I really appreciate you guys. Have any questions, drop some comments down below. You know what you got to do. You got to like, subscribe, and share. And check out down below here. You got this Ko-fi site. Go check it out. And, good things happen to people. So, but I appreciate you guys. Meat to eat. I'm free. We meet to eat. There you go. You guys need to move towards the East Coast here a little bit more. Towards the coastline. But I appreciate you guys. Until the next one. I'm not sure what we're gonna do. Maybe stack text. I don't know. But we're gonna go ahead and we're gonna jump off here. And until the next one, you guys stay safe. All right, guys. Appreciate you all. Thank you.